Boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from Lernerville Speedway. And as these drivers get loaded into the simulator, we will get ready to set them loose for another great night of racing here on Peacemaker Gaming. As these pro late models are ready to rock and roll, we get some good tunes in here from our boy Capcom, and we get ready to unleash these drivers here for another great night of action, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna see some different drivers from different leagues, different kind of driving styles, everything else. This hasn't been a big league where all these drivers have ran multiple laps with each other, other than what they just did here in the practice session. So with that being said, there could be a few incidences out there on the racetrack. We could see a lot of bumping, beating, and banging, rubbing and scrubbing out there on the racetrack as different driving styles may clash here at Lernerville. And then the big thing you always got to worry about is that big banking over the, that corner 1, 2, down the back straightaway in through quarter 3 and 4. That banking outside of the racetrack is absolutely horrendous. You go a little too far, you push those limits a little bit to the extreme, you can put yourself up and over that banking and out of a good position in a quick hurry. And if you're not careful, you can send yourself for a wild ride. As we'll get all these drivers ready to rock and roll, practice slowly but surely coming to a close, and that means we'll get ready here for our qualifying session in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to see who will pick up the win here this evening in the Sweet Tea Redemption Tour here on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. As all these drivers get ready to rumble, they get ready to rock and roll. Don't forget to make sure to hit the like button on the broadcast, hit the share, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to rock and roll. My boy Matthew Glenn, Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the love over there on the Facebook channel. How are you, Matthew? Matthew coming in, showing the big love. What's good, brother? How are you? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, and hopefully you're ready to watch some great racing. My boy Jordan LeBon, Mr. Laboon, in the house as well. How are you, Jordan? Jordan coming in, showing the love as well. So mashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get everything opened up. YouTube working good, Twitch working good as well, in Facebook running on all cylinders here. As look at all these amazing people coming in, showing the love already. Michaela Quinn coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction. Evan Stefanski with that heart as well. Ty Dickinson, Aaron Bowman, Papa Mike, Michael Dickinson, all coming in with those heart reactions. Jordan LaFawn, Matthew Glenn with the likes, Aaron Bowman with that share, Mama Bear with the heart reaction, Matt Taylor with the heart reaction here on the broadcast as we'll get ready to set these drivers loose. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in for another great day of racing here on Peacemaker Gaming. As my boy Daniel Bradford coming in over on the YouTube channel, first time coming in, commenting over on the YouTube channel, says, let's go, baby, with the muscles, the guns out, baby. Guns out for Mr. Bradford here. As, over on Twitch as well, ladies and gentlemen. Big news drop over there on the Twitch channel. If you guys are interested in getting Apple TV Plus, all you have to do is go to our Twitch channel, become a subscriber, resubscribe, or gift a subscription over on the Twitch channel, and you will earn yourself 3 months of free Apple TV. That's a 3 months of free TV over on Apple TV. Absolutely insane. Trust me, you want to get in on that deal, as it's like $50 worth of savings right there. All you got to do is before August 19th, go and subscribe or gift a subscription to our Twitch channel, and you will get that in your Twitch drops over there, and you will earn yourself 3 months of Apple TV for free. It's absolutely insane. Ty Dickinson says, thank you, Stefanski family, for putting up the $25 for the winner. Yes, absolutely huge shout out there to the Stefanski family coming and throwing the money onto the table here for these drivers to earn themselves a little bit of a payday here today as well. A little bit of an extra payday on the line for these drivers to try to earn some extra dough to put into their pocket, which which is always a good thing when it comes to sim racing. You want to be able to make that extra bit of money. Is Mark Tooney. Mark coming in, showing the love as well, dropping the like on the stream. How are you, Mark? How are you doing this evening? As we will get ready to rock and roll. Drivers out on the racetrack here. Qualifying underway. Drivers out onto the racetrack. They're looking to lay down some quick lap times. The 5.6 Graphics House of Speed NLR number 15, right on Matt Taylor. He's going to jump up into third as right now Jaden Anderson in the 99 ride. Quick time here in qualifying. Zach Jenkins in the 62 House of Speed machine. He is currently second quickest, but he's going to get knocked off of that second spot. But he's going to take it right back over and launch it into the forest there off corner number 1 as Aaron McGee jumped up into position number 2 there for a split second. Unfortunately, slides back now to that third spot. See if he gets a little quicker. He can't get a little quicker as Ethan Johnson will knock him down another spot. Johnson in that Dirty South Speed Shop. Conky Floyd Consulting number 11 ride will jump up into position number 3 as Blade Wisdom in the Carolina Sim Sports Majula St. Speed Shop number 22 ride will jump up into third. Charles Barnes with a heater in the NLR Papa Mike Promotions. Heartland Harley Davidson Tunnel Visions by Hackney ride into second, blows it over the banking there on lap number 2, so he'll try to get that car reset and back it onto the racetrack here and try to attempt that one here once again as Landon Newman out there as he's out there in the prime number 31 machine. Michaela Steffes in her Tri-City Speed machine rolling out onto the racetrack as well. Colton Herbert in that number 5 ride looking fresh and fancy here at Lernerville Speedway. He'll jump up into position number 10 here on the speed chart. So quick lap time there for the Gears Unlimited number 10 ride of Colton Herbert. Charles Barnes back out there. He's looking for a big lap right here as he's currently sitting in position number 2. He would love to pick up the quick time here in this one, but makes a little contact there with the outside wall, and that lap will be nullified. So unfortunate break there, some contact there across the line. So it looks like Jaden Anderson with the quick time here on the evening. Charles Barnes in second, Blade Wisdom, Ethan Johnson, Zach Jenkins are top 5 here in qualifying. Wowzers, a great top 5 right there is Tanner Peak. My boy Tanner coming in showing the love as well. Says Peacemaker Gaming for life. Let's go, he says. Let's go, Tanner coming in showing the love. How are you, Mr. Peak, coming in showing the love over there on that Twitch channel as Exposing Dirty Racers says, get it, McGee. Exposing Dirty Racers. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Hopefully, I don't have any videos over there. My gosh, Exposing Dirty Racers coming in, showing the love, cheering on Mr. McGee here this evening as we'll get these drivers locked, stocked, and loaded and ready to go here as Heat Race number 1 loads into the simulator. We'll get ready to set these drivers loose as my boy Jake Stefanski, Jakey Poo coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction over on the Facebook channel. Jacob Smith coming in, dropping that share as well. As drivers roll out onto the speedway, starting in the pole position in the number 99, it's Jaden Anderson. To his outside, the 22 ride, that is Blade Wisdom. And down on the inside, our row number 2 in the 62, it is Zach Jenkins. To his outside, in position number 4, it is the 31, Landon Newman. And down on the inside, a row number 3 in the number 15, it's the 5.6 Graphics Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed NLR machine of Matt Taylor. To his outside, in the 3.5 number 35 ride, that is Jackson Reitzler there in the 6th position. And then we see Aaron Bowman in the 44 ride, Jacob Smith there in that Hot Lap Heroes number 88, and Evan Stefanski in the Jesus Loves You Sunrise Racing number 1 ride, starting at the back of the pack there in the Steve's Lawn Care number 1 machine in the 9th position. As we get them lined up and ready to rock and roll, Jaden Anderson, our leader, down through quarter number 3 and 4. We'll see the green flag fly as we are green flag racing here in Heat Race number 1 of the Sweet Tea Redemption Tour. Jaden Anderson quickly onto the throttle will lead us down the back straightaway as Blade Wisdom and Zach Jenkins battle for second. A great run through quarter 3 and 4 for Blade Wisdom, and he'll jump right back into position number 2. Right there to his back bumper, though, comes Zach Jenkins as Matt Taylor working himself forward, and Aaron Bowman in the Star Race Cars number 44 ride. The only Raps machine up into position number 5, up a couple early spots. A big slider right down through the grass for the 31. As man, oh man, oh man, 3 wide down here into corner number 3. 3 wide racing for the top 5 position here on the Speedway, as Landon Newman will take that spot, but look out as that 35 ride is not done yet. Jackson right through right there and over the banking goes Landon Newman. Newman down the banking. He's going to make hard contact here with one of the dumpsters down there off the back straightaways out in front. We see this battle for the lead continue to brew as Blade Wisdom down through 1 and 2 will take this race lead away. So now out in front, Blade Wisdom leads the way. Zach Jenkins right there on his back bumper, and Jaden Anderson right there ready to make some moves himself. As that 99 ride slides back a couple spots, he's now allowed Wisdom and Jenkins to get around him. Matt Taylor sitting right here staring at those 3. Duke it out in front of him, waiting for maybe something to happen where he can make some moves and get himself right into that battle as well. Aaron Bowman up a couple spots here as he's now into the 5th position, as Evan Stefanski, Jacob Smith round out our top 7. Heavy damage there for the Crow Trucking number 88 ride of Jacob Smith, as Reitzler and Newman both off of the Speedway. There's a little bit more contact. There goes the back wing for the 62 ride of Zach Jenkins. That's going to really hurt him, and here comes Matt Taylor. Taylor right there into the fight as a little slider crossover out of the 99 and the 22. As out in front, Wisdom trying to hang on to this race lead as the 99 ride of Jaden Anderson trying to take it back away from him. As we see the white flag fly here in heat race number 1. As Blade Wisdom nice and easy through 1 and 2, looking for a big run down here into corner number 3. One more shot for Jaden Anderson. Down low, door to door. They make some contact down to the line. It's still Blade Wisdom picking up heat race win number 1 on the evening. Anderson, Taylor, Bowman, Jenkins, Stefanski, Smith, Reitzler, and Newman round out our field, but Blade Wisdom picking up that win in heat race number 1, as Dirk Darnell says, can't count Bowman out. You can never count Bowman out. As my boy Matt Fletchel coming in showing the love as well, and dropping that like on the stream. How are you, Matty? Matty says, thank goodness Skylar Pruitt isn't racing. Thank goodness is right. Skylar Pruitt will be out there. He'll be destroying a lot of cars out there on the racetrack. That's a blessing for all of us here this evening. I'm just kidding. We love Skylar. We love Skylar. A Slinging Dirt Series, Kazi 86 says Star Race Cars is looking fresh out there. The Star Race Cars are looking very, very fast, looking very fresh out there. As Tanner Peak says, yes, sir, better than TV. I tell you the best. My boy, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mr. Peak, coming in showing the love, saying that we're the best, better than TV. That is absolutely, whew, it's life goals right there, brother. That's life goals right there, and we just want to continue to reach more and more and more people, and the way we can do that to reach more people and give them the best show here in motorsports is by everyone hitting the like button, dropping some comments, hitting that share and or follow and subscribe button over on the YouTube channel, as every single channel that we go live on, the more engagement we get on them is the more that the algorithm pushes them out to more and more people. As Tanner says, let's go Bowman, my boy. Bowman with a great run right there, a great run and a great drive for Mr. Bowman, as Brad Bamberger, hopefully I'm saying that right, Brad coming in with the like on the stream, says come on Matt Taylor, cheering on Mr. Taylor, who came home 3rd there in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 out there on the racetrack looks like this, as Charles Barnes and Ethan Johnson make up the front row. Michaela Steffes, Aaron McGee, Daniel Bradford, Colton Herbert, Dalton Schrum, Richard Collin, Ty Dickinson bringing up the rear of the field as 9 more drivers go to battle here in heat race number 2. Quickly, the 21 Cia Charles Barnes down into corner number 1 is a little bit of a body slam there as Colton Herbert jumps up into position number 2. He'll take that spot away from the 11 rider Ethan Johnson, but slow here on the back or on the front straightaway as he did not get the drive off that he was looking for. That allows Ethan Johnson to work there to his outside. It's out in front, leading the way. It's the House of Speed, Pop Mike Promotions, and LR, number 21C of Charles Barnes. As Barnes out in front, he's got Ethan Johnson trying to track him down. The Gears Unlimited, House of Speed, number 5 ride of Colton Herbert there in third. Aaron McGee in the Star Race Cars, number 8 ride rolls there in position number 4 as the Lightwave Machine. They're in that 4th position. The Vic Hill Engines, number 8 right there inside the top 4. Now bringing up our top 8 is the Herbert Graphics House of Speed, number 8 ride. That is Dalton Schrum up into position number 5 on the Speedways. Michaela Steffes slides back to 6. Ty Dickinson up a couple spots early in this race as the KR167 ride rolls there in the 7th position as Richard Call and Daniel Bradford bring up the rear of the field as the Common John number 9 ride rolls there in the back of the pack. The 9 right there in 9th is out in front. Charles Barnes continuing to lead the way as my boy Skylar Pruitt says, hey yo, Matt Fletchel sucks. Hey, you know what? We gotta agree with you there. As Matt Fletchel should be out here racing, but so shouldn't you, Skylar. So shouldn't you, brother. You should be out here racing as well. If we go green to checkered on the main event, I will add $10 to the pot. $10 to the pot to go green to checkered for our A main feature event. Oh, brother, that's a challenge right there for all these drivers. Someone better put that over in the Discord right now to let them know, is right now we see nothing but good racing here on the Speedways. Charles Barnes trying to hang on to that lead. It's the slide job there out of the 11 of Ethan Johnson. Johnson goes for the slider, but the crossover for the 21C. Charles Barnes trying to slide back up in front of him here. Another quick little move as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for now Ethan Johnson, who leads the way. He'll clear that 21C machine of Charles Barnes. Colton Herbert down low will slide up in front of the 21C as Ethan Johnson will pick up heat race win number 2. Colton Herbert there in second, Barnes in third. Aaron McGee, Dalton Schrum, our top 5, Michaela Steffes, Ty Dickinson, Daniel Bradford, and Richard Call bringing up the rear of the field as Ethan Johnson picks up the second heat race win of the evening. Jordan LaFont says, any them NLR boys bring it home. Any of them NLR boys bring it home. He's cheering on all the NLR rides out there on the Speedway. As big shout out there to Mr. Glenn, Matthew Glenn, coming in, throwing some money up onto the board here. Let me jump over into the Discord and we'll type that in there right now as give everyone a little shout out. Let them know that their clean racing could put themselves a little bit of extra money for our race winner. Everyone, let me see here. Alrighty, as we will get these drivers ready to rock and roll. John Schmidt, my boy Schmitty, coming in, showing the love. How are you, John? John coming in, showing the big love with that like on the stream. As Skylar Pruitt coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction. Skylar, how are you, brother? Skylar coming in, showing the love here this evening. And Mr. Glenn, once again, being generous, throwing that money up as well, an extra $10 if we stay clean and green all A main feature event here. Is we got our Tim Hortons coffee. We're ready to rock and roll, but these drivers are getting a quick warm-up session. They're jumping out there onto the racetrack. They're going to make sure that their cars are absolutely ready to rock and roll and that they are pointed in the right direction. They want to make sure they got the right setups in. They want to make sure they got the right amount of fuel, and that is a rookie mistake, running out of fuel in these cars. So you got to make sure you got enough to get across the line here for the checkered flag, and you got to make sure that you got the right setup and the right gearing in and everything is working fine, making sure that you figure out your lines, where you want to run, and how you want to run this race. And strategy comes into play. How quickly do you want to push it? How quickly do you want to kind of keep your car out of trouble and point it towards the front of the field, as Mr. Bradford says, let's go, he says. Rest in peace, that top side, and let her eat, boys. Yes, sir. Rip the top side, that is for certain. Oh, man, the top side is so treacherous here at this racetrack. Oh, man. God bless. God bless. Peacemaker Gaming, you have PayPal is what you use, correct? Yeah, PayPal is what I use. Yeah, unfortunately, no... We don't have Cash App or Venmo up here in Canada, unfortunately. I wish we did. I know a lot of people down in the U.S., everything else, they use Cash App and Venmo, and a lot of people don't use PayPal. But, yeah, PayPal is what we use up here. It's the only thing we are allowed to use. As Tanner says, phone about to die, Peacemaker. I will pick back up later. Keep the good racing up, guys. This is what we watch it for. Yes, Sirski, you know it, Tanner, my boy. Hopefully get back in here and hopefully enjoy the rest of the broadcast. If you're rewatching it over on Twitch or over on YouTube or wherever, brother, I appreciate you tuning in and showing the love here throughout the evening. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments as Thomas Dennis coming in, showing the love as well. As Thomas coming in, showing the love with that like on the broadcast. How the heck are you, Thomas? How are you, brother? Coming in, showing the love here in this one. As my boy Matthew says, send me your link in PM, sir. I can do that. Your boy Sweet Tea is opting to the tail to watch things happen and might back out to admin. Okay, well, hey, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. As Papa Mike says, no Brycey Bear? No, apparently Ty was saying that Bryce is sick or something. Bryce is sick tonight or something like that. So I'm not sure. It's funny, me and Papa Mike were talking about it last night that, Bryce is just Bryce, and he seems to always be healthy and have no problems or anything else. But here you go. This evening, poor old Brycey Bear not feeling good. He's not feeling up to the challenge to get onto the simulator and to have some fun. So tough break for him, as I know he's wanted to race this for the last few weeks, and we haven't really had the car count. And then here tonight we get the car count, and he's nowhere to be found. Thomas, what's good, Mr. Dennis says, yo, Aaron, how have you been? I am well, sir, Thomas. I'm always doing good, brother. I'm always doing good. As long as we got racing to watch, as long as we get cars out there on the racetrack, I am always down to just watch and cheer these guys on and just have a good time, man. Well, especially when we're live, whether or not we're racing or watching racing or broadcasting, or even if we're behind the wheel or playing other games, man, it's always, this is the place for me right here. Okay, this is why I don't want to work a day, a 9-to-5 job. This is why I don't want to do this stuff. This is why I'm expanding into doing real life content as well, with the golf course stuff and everything else, to try to continue to push out more and more really cool, unique content, not just the iRacing side of things, but other stuff as well, to see if we can, reach more people, gain more fans in the stands, and, progress to be able to make our way to, maybe getting lucky, and, being able to, earn enough money to, stay full-time, to be able to stay full-time. Matthew, I sent you the DM. You might have to go to your message request. I sent it to you on my actual page. I sent it to you on my actual page, brother, from my personal profile. That's the word I was looking for. My personal profile. I did send you that PayPal info right there. I'll actually throw it in the comments section here as well. If anyone else is wanting to support us or show some love, I'll throw it right there into the broadcast booth as well, or into the comments section. That doesn't bother me one bit. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we'll get these drivers out there onto the racetrack for our A-Main feature event. Our A-Main event to get underway, as these drivers will hop over the banking gear. They will get ready to try to punch their ticket into victory lane and maybe into an extra little bit of a payday here, as all these drivers roll out onto the speedway. The 67 ride of Ty Dickinson rolling out there as well, as it looks like 18 drivers ready to roll here for our main event this evening. As out in front, going to lead us down to the green flag, it is the Carolina Sim Sports number number 22, the Merkley Speed Shop ride of Blade Wisdom. To his outside in the 11 ride, it's the Dirty South Speed Shop Cocky Floyd Consulting 11 ride, it's Ethan Johnson. Starting there in third, Jaden Anderson will start in that third spot. He's got the Gears Unlimited House of Speed number 5 of Colton Herbert is outside. Starting in position number 5 is the NLR House of Speed number 15 of Matt Taylor. Charles Barnes there in 6 with Aaron Bowman, Aaron McGee, Zach Jenkins, Dalton Schrum, our top 10 here on the Speedway. As we are going to get ready to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from the beautiful Lernerville Speedway. As out in front, Wisdom leads us down the back straightaway into quarter number 3. He's looking to lead lap number 1 as each and one of these drivers, they are up on top of the wheel trying to make sure they keep themselves out of trouble. And there it goes. Oh, brother, our $10 already gone. These drivers have one thing to accomplish here, and they only made it to lap number 2 before we see that first yellow flag fly. Unfortunately, Aaron Bowman in the only wraps Star Race Cars machine is that first driver to have some issues. See blanking here as well as they're 3 wide here down the back straightaway. Not getting the run he needed, not the momentum that he needed here. Sends it down low and then just unfortunately runs out of room, comes up the racetrack, makes contact there with Aaron McGee out of corner number 4, and as they come together, he loses a ton of momentum. The 3.5 ride right there behind him of Reitzler's just going to get underneath of him, jack him up, and spin that car around. Quite a bit of damage there to the front end of the 35 ride. Quite a bit of damage there for the 44 of Aaron Bowman, as well as our first caution flag of the day has been displayed. So a tough break right there as we had the extra little bit of money on the line here for these drivers to try to earn. They were trying to earn that money. They were trying to earn that extra little bit of a payday here this evening. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get it. Caution flag already out there on the racetrack. Their ability to get that done is already gone as my boy Thomas Dennis says, go, let's go Ethan Johnson. Cheered on Mr. Johnson out there on the racetrack. Ethan is one of those drivers that somehow can find himself a way to the front of the field, especially later in these races. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethan right there in the thick of things late in this race. You know, he's one of those drivers that I keep an eye on. Ethan, Blade, Colton, a lot of these drivers up there. Charles Barnes, if he can stay clean there through the middle of the pack. Jackson, Reitzler, they're drivers that I think will have a good chance at possibly picking up this checkered flag here this evening. Even Jacob Smith a little farther back there. Definitely one fast cat out there on the Speedway as well, as we will go back to green flag racing here at Lernerville Speedway. Things getting stacked up here on the front straightaway. Everyone trying to make it through it somehow or another. They do. Unfortunately for the 21C of Charles Barnes, unfortunately for the 88 ride, they are slow here as it looks like we are going to get the caution flag back out, and we will drive this one all over again as wowzers, things were pretty jumbled up here on the restart. I'm not even sure who we want to watch during this restart. Maybe just Charles Barnes. He's here in about the 8th or 7th position on the 4th row inside here, and already caution flag number 2 as things get mixed up here. Some drivers getting tied together. Not a great restart for our race leader, but everyone else trying to get the jump on them, and they kind of just all run over top of each other. You see the 62 of Jenkins down into the 8 ride, puts Matt Taylor down into the 21C of Charles Barnes, and that's actually going to take Matt Taylor all the way around right there, and that's what will be our caution flag as Jacob Smith nowhere to go. He's right there underneath the back bumper of Charles Barnes as they're all trying to make it through there. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of time for the drivers to make up their minds on where they want to go or how they need to work themselves through that traffic and that log jam there out of corner number 4. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with this number 15 of Matt Taylor. Taylor, unfortunately, going to get the worst end of this one as, big jump for the second place driver on the outside, and everyone else kind of trying to go with that outside driver. Unfortunately, the race leader not firing yet. That's his control, and there you go. You see Matt Taylor just really a victim of that one. Nowhere to go, getting hit from all different angles and going for a couple big rides right there, and a lot of good fast cars, unfortunately, towards the back of the field now. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. I do believe it is now showing Jaden Anderson as our race leader. So this time he'll be able to fire first here as Wisdom there to his outside. I'm not sure if they are giving him that spot back, and he decided to use the outside lane this time. No, it does look like the 99 ride was given control there with the caution flag, so that puts the 99 of Jaden Anderson out in front. As here comes Colton Herbert, a little contact, look out. Herbert almost going up and off the banking right there, is almost 3 wide as here comes Ethan Johnson way down on the bottom side of the racetrack. The 71 ride having some issues there on the restart, but still rolling down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That is Richard Call running into some issues here. Hopefully you can get this 71 right off the racetrack or get rolling here before the caution flag does get displayed, as he's rolling down on the bottom side of the speedway here, trying to get that car rocking and rolling, but there is the yellow flag back onto the racetrack. You should have it. I should have it. Yeah, I think so. Oh, there we go. My boy, Mr. Glenn. Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Matthew coming in with the, I don't even know what that, I think $10. Tied $10 right there. $10 USD coming in with that $10 there on this one. As we appreciate that, brother. We appreciate you coming in with the $10 right there for the race. Hopefully everyone can keep it clean and green here, and we may still give that away to one of these lucky drivers, as it's all down to them. It's all down to them putting on these shows. Mama Bear says, come on, Ty Dickinson, come on, Charles Barnes, and cheering on Matt Taylor out there on the speedway, as well as Johnny Nolan. My boy Johnny coming in with that like on the stream, as we will take another look back here and see what brings out our 4th caution flag, 5th caution flag now early in this race. It looks like Jacob Smith possibly running into some issues here again on these restarts, as Michaela Steff is actually going to go around. It kind of just hooks the Hot Lap Heroes number 88 right up into 44, Aaron Bowman, and oh man, tough break right here. More heavy contact. 49 Estefes comes down into the 88, sends him up the racetrack. Matt Taylor with tons of damage in that one as well. Tears that car quite a bit apart, and pretty good hits right here. A lot of these drivers running into issues early in this race, and definitely not the way they want things to go here on the evening. As take another look at this one, as here's the initial contact, as 3.5 coming down a little bit. The 49 rolling through the middle. They just make contact, and around Steffes goes, collects the 88, which washes him up the speedway, and a few more cars, and we see more carnage here afterwards as well. The 8 Ryan Charles Barnes also collected in that one, as more cars getting tore up after math of the caution flag. So that will mix things up here even more on the speedway. So we will get ready to rock and roll. Matt says, if not, just use it in another race of your pick. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, my boy. Mr. Glenn coming in showing the love. Do you want the other race to be tonight, or do you want to just use it for another random night? You know, we could probably throw it in for one of our races tomorrow or Saturday. I'm sure those drivers would appreciate it. Keep it going. Maybe just have it as a challenge and do a random position giveaway for it or whatever for the next race that does go clean and green, and you know, throw in some extra money myself into that as well, and make it something pretty cool. Maybe keep adding every race $1 to it or something, and see how long we can go until one of these lucky drivers will be able to get lucky and claim it, you know. So we'll get ready to rock and roll. Any random race of your pick. All right, perfect. I'm down for that. As looks like everyone going to get stopped here on the speedway. We're waiting for the pace car to come back around and rejoin us here, as they are all ahead a lap here, I do believe, on the speedway. Unfortunately, there you go. There's the pace truck now going to go around everyone. So that will make everyone line up and get ready to hopefully go back to what could be the rest of a clean and green race here, as we've seen quite a bit of contact, quite a bit of pushing and shoving early on in this race. A lot of beating and banging, as Marco Fox says, cautions breeding more cautions. Let's keep it clean, boys. Yes, Merk Fox, that's 100% what we want. That's 100% what we want, is clean and green racing out there on the speedway, and you know, having these drivers just duke it out without the contact. You know, that's always the best thing, but it's racing. Sometimes it happens. Unfortunately, just happened a little too much right now. Each and every one of these guys on top of the ball here, they're wanting to make it their race. They want to put themselves into victory lane and trying to hit every single mark they can to do it here tonight. As down at a quarter number 4, we'll see the green flag fly once again for the 99 of Jaden Anderson. Anderson quickly out in front will lead us down the back straightaways. Colton Herbert there in second. We see the 67 right of Ty Dickinson down and off the banking. He's going through the grass. He's trying to get that car pointed back in the right direction. Look out here for the Sweet T-Gang ride. He may be taking this car right down pit side, and that's exactly where he's heading as the 99 ride continues to lead the way. Jaden Anderson out in front. Colton Herbert now going to slide back to position number 3. Here's the 11 of Ethan Johnson. Threw it in there, but here comes the big slide job up the racetrack. He goes. The 11 machine of Ethan Johnson will jump back out in front of him, and now here comes the 22 ride of Blade Wisdom as well. Wisdom right there in this fight at the front of the field. This is Majula State Speed Shop. Carolina Sim Sports 22 ride rolls there in position number 4 in looking for more, as I'm not sure why it's showing me Jaden Anderson back in the 16th position, as he's actually our race leader as of right now. We'll have to wait and see if iRacing will fix that or SDK will fix that on its own, but the 99 ride of Jaden Anderson out in front, showing how to get it done. Ethan Johnson actually in second. Colton Herbert there in third. Blade Wisdom back in fourth. Landon Newman there in position number 5 there for the 31 machine, as Zach Jenkins there in fifth. Jackson Reitzler in the House of Speed number 35 ride. The Vic Hill, or the number 35 ride there in position number 7. Daniel Bradford working down to his inside. A great run here so far for the Cutshaws Star Race Cars. Common John Brewing Company number 9 ride, as he's worked himself up inside the top 10. A good rebound here for the Star Race Cars. Lightweight number 8 rider Aaron McGee back up inside the top 10 here for himself. Same with Jacob Smith as well, back up inside the top 10. Charles Barnes right there with them. Matt Taylor back in the 11th position, as we do see the caution flag come back out. It's Richard Collis taking his car down pit side. And the yellow flag coming back out here. We'll take a look and see what happens to Richard, as slow on the speedway, trying to get it rolling here through corner number 3 and 4, and looks like he's just going to lose that rear end. Oh, makes pretty good contact there with the 49 rider Michaela Steffes. Steffes down into the inside fence there as well. Heavy damage there for that 49 ride, as the Tri-City Speed Machine not having the luck she was hoping for here on the evening, and unfortunately pretty tore up race car right now, but gets that caution flag, hoping to try to get back onto the lead lap, as I do believe it is actually putting our race leader back into the race lead here, as I believe Jaden Anderson was being scored in the 16th position, but he should be our race leader, and it's like they waved him around the pace car, got him back onto the lead lap, and he's back out in front where he is supposed to be here. So good break there for everybody, and good break for Jaden, not getting messed up there by iRacing and getting scored back in that 16th position. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. A quick caution flag, as Ty says, pulling to admin because no one wants to listen. That's a tough break right there, Ty. That's a tough break right there. We hope the best for you, brother. We hope the best for you. I like the idea of using it on another race to boost drivers show up. Yeah, I like that too. I like that too. That's always a good thing. Skylar Pruitt, ouch, hurt my feelings. Maddie, I know, right? What a rude guy. What a rude guy that comes in, just says that, and then just leaves, basically. You know, doesn't even say anything else. Just goes in here and picks on you and dips out. That's so mean, Skylar. So mean. As we're going to go back to green flag racing, another broken up restart right there, as drivers were like 3 or 4 wide before we even went back to green flag racing, and they're going to try to use it to their advantage, but they're going to get stacked up. Around goes Landon Newman. Newman goes around, I do believe, the caution flag and not back out on the racetrack. A heartbreaker right there for the number 31 right, as Landon Newman goes for a big spill. You see Michaela Steffes rejoining the field there, but Ethan Johnson will now be scored as our race leader. Colton Herbert working down to his inside. Herbert not getting the run he needed there off of corner number 4, as that's going to open up the door for Jaden Anderson and the 3.5 right to get right there to his outside. Now the slide job of the crossover out of Jackson Reitzler looking to jump up into position number 3. He will jump into that 3rd spot here, but here comes some payback as Colton Herbert down low. It's that big run up in front of that 3.5 right. A little bit of a door slam. More door slam back there behind him as that was the 62 rider, Zach Jenkins, who went off the racetrack and then all of a sudden headed back up on the track as here comes two 8s that are tied together. The crazy 8s out there on the racetrack. The 8 rider, Aaron McGee, and the other 8 machine, Dalton Schrum, getting together there off of quarter number 4. And they get tied together right there. That actually slowed a lot of these guys up by quite a bit as see Charles Barnes, Aaron Bowman, Matt Taylor all right there in that fight as see the 15 rider Taylor trying to work himself back inside the top 10 as he works to the inside of Aaron Bowman right now. Out in front, the 11 machine of Ethan Johnson leads the way. Johnson out in front as Jaden Anderson. They're in second. Colton Herbert, they're in third with Jackson Reitzler. Plain Wisdom, our top 5 here on the Speedway. Jacob Smith back there in 6th with Dalton Schrum. Charles Barnes, Aaron Bowman. Our top 8 there on the Speedway as the caution flag will be displayed here once again as Papa Mike with the the face palm emoji. We feel that sometimes. We feel that sometimes. As Diane says, I don't think any driver is worthy of Stefanski's $25, to be honest. Yeah, be nice, Ty. Be nice. Come on now. They showed up. That's all we can ask for them, brother. That's all we can ask for them is to show up. You know, we've been trying to put this race on for multiple weeks and having, you know, low car counts with the street stocks and some of the other stuff. So definitely a tough break there with not being able to get the broadcast in, only having, you know, 10 cars, 8 cars, you know. So it's good to see it. We see it's good, you know, being filled up. Well, when they're bashing me in Peacemaker for broadcasting, yes, no one deserves it. Oh my gosh. Who's doing it? Call him out. Call him out. Call him out. So we'll take a look here at this one as it looks like the 8 just going to get a little bit loose there and then pull off the racetrack. A tough break right there for Aaron McGee as he gets stopped there on the Speedway. Not sure if he just didn't like the way he was being ran out there on the racetrack as the Star Race Cars, Vic Hill Racing Engines, number 8 ride. The light wave machine just a little bump right there, then pulls to the infield. I'm not sure if he had engine issues or whatnot, but he is back down pit side. Is definitely a tough break as we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll here once again as Daniel says, I'm out. Crazy, terrible race. Listen, Bradford, it happens, brother. It happens. It happens. Happens every single day. Happens in real life. Happens in iRacing. It is what it is, unfortunately, but you know, that's all it takes. A couple big hits, couple drivers getting in a little too hot here and there, and could mix things up quite a bit. But out in front, we're still seeing some great racing. But yeah, there's definitely been some pretty rough, tough, and tumbling racing action here all evening long as these drivers have not backed down from one another. They have taken a lot of shots. They're not scared to throw the slide jumps. They're not scared to put their nose where sometimes it shouldn't be. And we've seen a lot of rubbing and scrubbing and elbows up racing. Out there on the racetrack is Jaden Anderson. Leads the way here, but Colton Herbert working down to his inside. Herbert going to go for another slide job. He's not going to get the run, though, out of corner number 2, and here comes the 99 ride, looking to give him payback once again, down through the grass, getting a little bit loose, trying to hang on to it, as Colton Herbert will clear him there off of corner number 4, but here comes Ethan Johnson. Johnson trying to get back into the battle here at the front of the field as Jackson Reitzler there in position number 4. Charles Barnes up into 5th as Jacob Smith right there in 6th, having himself a great recovery race here. Same with that 21C getting collected early in the race. Landon Newman back there in 7th with Dalton Schrum there in 8th as over the banking goes Charles Barnes. Barnes up and over the banking here in corner number 1 and 2. He's going to go for a loop-de-loop. He stopped on the racetrack, but no caution flag as he'll take it down pit side. Matt Taylor will now jump up into position number 8 as Aaron Bowman there in 9th as Colton Herbert continues to lead the way. Colton Herbert out in front here leading this one as Jaden Anderson trying to take this race lead back away from that number 5 machine. Ethan Johnson back there in position number 3 with Jackson Reitzler there in 4th. Jacob Smith there in 5th with Landon Newman. Dalton Schrum, Matt Taylor, our top 8 here on the Speedways. Taylor trying to make some moves, trying to figure out a way to get around the House of Speed. A Herbert Graphics number 8 ride of Dalton Schrum on the racetrack. is out in front. The laps continue to get clicked down here. Lap after lap after lap, we get closer and closer to our checkered flag as Merkbuck says, shame that driver. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, it gets a little rough out there for these drivers. Sometimes it gets a little rough, and, you know, nothing I can do up here, but, you know, definitely tough for the admin crew and everyone else to try to make these decisions. Oh, one big hit right there. Big hit for the 3.5 machine as he makes hard contact. No caution flag. Jackson Reitzler collected in this one. You see the 11 rider Ethan Johnson there as well. I'll take a look back and see what happened here to Ethan Johnson as Johnson and bounced around here a little bit, sliding backwards, ends up battling here for about the 4th position on the racetrack, and as he does, see that 3.5 right already up into the outside fence. He has nowhere to go. Unfortunately, slams into him right there out of corner number 4, and that will bring the caution flag out here. So we'll have a little time to see what happened between these two as the 3.5 just blows it up over the banking hard into that outside fence, and then nowhere to go. Ethan Johnson nowhere to go for the 8 rider Schrum or Landon Newman right there as they all get some pretty heavy damage. A lot of tore up race cars right there, and that is a tough break for Johnson, who was right there battling at the front of the field for a lot of laps here. He battled and led this race, and unfortunately a little contact right there, and then we'll see that 3.5 right in front of him here. Get up into the outside fence over the banking, and then 4 wide as they come together there off of corner number 4, and heavy contact there for all 4 drivers collected. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments as we'll get them all ready to roll. We'll get them all back out onto the racetrack and ready to get loaded back into the sim as we'll get going here in just a couple more moments. Alrighty. Sorry about that, chat. Had to quickly sneeze right there. So, luckily enough, we're good to go. As Merck says, the pits are going to be filled with angry mechanics and hot-headed drivers. Yeah, the pits would be crazy. We might have to, we might see some fights down there. All the officials, all the grounds crew, hopefully can get back there in time and hopefully break anything up deeper in the pits area, as we don't want anything there, as yeah, unfortunately exposing dirty racers. This is a good one for you to have right here if you want to crop this one out, take any footage, and you know, maybe you know, expose some more dirty racers here on iRacing. I don't know, but definitely the perfect one to have in the chat right now. As Stephanie Bowman says, let's go. Aaron Bowman cheering him on, as Blade Wisdom says, I wouldn't pay anyone, to be honest, as Speed has ran over everyone. Yeah, that is a tough break right there. The 5-car jump to start. Yeah, there's been a lot of jumps. There's been a lot of craziness, and I don't take the admin crew for granted here in this one. They got some hard work and hard decisions throughout the evening. But right now, Jaden Anderson takes the lead, but there goes the 5 ride. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Herbert right there, gonna just take out our race leader, Jaden Anderson. Anderson kind of just beat him clean right here. We'll take another look at it and see this battle for the race lead. And Jaden Anderson down low, the 99 ride. It's a little contact, but just slick, hard racing, a little bit of door scrubbing, nothing wrong with that. And then down into corner number 3. 5 ride just comes up and cleans him out. Heavy hit right there. The 88 ride of Jacob Smith going to get some damage as well, as he goes right into Jaden Smith and goes right underneath him. Helps him go for a complete loop-de-loop. Luckily enough, lands back on all 4 tires and keeps on rolling here. As this is definitely going to be maybe not a tough decision for the admins, but definitely going to be a tough one for Jaden Anderson, as he was having a great race here all evening long towards the front of the field. Led a lot of laps, did a lot of good racing, and fortunately, you can see the tires on that 5 ride just pointed in that wrong direction here. Right here, trying to get the car straightened out, then just looks like the wheels just turn right and stay right, unfortunately. See if we can jump right on board here with Colton Herbert. See if we can get a look from his perspective and see what happened here, as we'll jump right on board with this number. Oh, we're going too fast here. Let's play it back here just a little bit. We'll slow it down. We'll take a look here at the hands as I'm going to head into the corner, and then Turns that wheel almost fully around right here, unfortunately, and hard contact there for the 99 ride. Hard contact there for the 5 ride as they come together and up into the outside fence. Take another look at it right here. Full song and bird for Jaden Anderson, but we'll jump on board with Colton Herbert here and take another look at it as yeah, that's a tough one right there. Hear the throttle as well. We can turn this up just a little bit. Ugh, tough hits right there. Tough hits right there as we go back to green flag racing. Out in front, Dalton Schrum leads the way, but Jacob Smith looking to take this race lead away. Smith slides up in front of the 8 ride as the 88, the 8, and the 11 of Ethan Johnson back into the picture here at the front of the field. The 8 ride of Schrum down through the middle as they're 3 wide here for a split second through quarter number 4. Jacob Smith, though, will take that race lead away, but here comes the Dirty South Speed Shop. Cocky Floyd Consulting number 11 of Ethan Johnson. They're in position number 2 is my boy Jonathan Wiley coming to show the love. What's good, Jonathan? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As out in front, Jacob Smith, the Hot Lap Heroes, Crow Towing number 88 ride leads the way, but the slide jump from Ethan Johnson as the white flag has been displayed. One more time around here for Ethan Johnson and Jacob Smith. Smith with the slider, the crossover out of the 11 ride. Ethan Johnson gonna throw it into corner number 3. Can Smith get the run he needs to take the win? He can't get there as Ethan Johnson will come across the top spot here. He will pick up the checkered flag. The Cocky Floyd Consulting Dirty South Speed Shop and number 11 ride, the Free Speed Machine, will pick up the win here this evening as Smith will come home in second, Reitzler in third. Dalton Schrum, Matt Taylor, our top 5 here on the racetrack as the 11 ride will pull up into the Lernerville victory lane here. What a run and drive there for Ethan Johnson as James Bible coming in. James coming in with that like and the follow as well. James, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew coming in, smashing that follow button, becoming a brand new member here on the Peacemaker family. Jonathan Wiley coming in with that like as well as Casey Sawich coming in with the thumbs up as well. How are you, Casey? Casey coming in showing the big love here in this one as is this a special race or a league? This was a league race, but really not a league race. Kind of just thrown together kind of league race sort of deal, Jonathan. Nothing like special. It was you know, kind of like makeup races. I know Sweet Tea Gang, Ty Dickinson is, you know, he had a league going and then it kind of stalled out. Drivers really weren't showing up, so who invited the House of Speed Discord? Yeah, I'm not sure who's all in there, especially right now, but yeah, definitely going to be a crazy one. But we'll get ready to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth here in just a few more moments. Is Ethan Johnson with a pretty good run here. Pretty clean out there, race hard, race fairly clean. Didn't really put himself into too many bad situations. Did get bounced around quite a bit for himself, which, I mean, that happened for pretty much everybody here this evening that they got bounced around. But definitely some tough breaks there for a lot of these drivers as... yeah, definitely a tough one. As Mr. Glenn says, okay, I'm going to run, my guy. Have a super good night. I appreciate you tuning in, Matthew. Appreciate you coming in and showing the big love here in this one. Going in and showing the big love as Thomas says, wow, just wow. Mama Bear with the, oh my God, come on, guys. Yeah, that's, yeah, they're both gone. Yeah, that's probably not the bad call there on that one, Ty. Man, this is sad to see you all are really better than this. Emotions taking over here tonight. Yeah, it must be the summer heat or something. Just kind of got everyone a little bit conjumbled here on the evening as Thomas Dennis says, let's go. Nice job, Ethan. Congrats on the win. Hard racing, Mr. Smith. Yeah, that was some great racing there at the end. Smith and Johnson even throw Schrum into the middle of that. They were racing pretty hard there for quite a few laps. The checkered flag as we'll get ready to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Ethan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Yes, sir.
Ethan, man, a very wild evening here, a very crazy race. We saw a lot of caution flags, a lot of beating and banging. We saw you lead a lot of laps early in this race, but a lot of battles here as we saw drivers, making contact, throwing big slide jumps, crossovers, and the whole galore all evening long here. Take us back through your perspective of this race. We saw you get bounced around there a little bit. You end up getting tied up in one of those wrecks. You have to go back to the rear of the field, get that car repaired, and here you are late in the race still making that charge back to the front. You're able to find your way around, Dalton Schrum, and then you got a battle with Jacob Smith in those closing laps to pick up the win here on the evening.
Yeah, at the start of the race, I knew Blade, Jaden, and Colton would all be quick. The race with those guys a lot in officials and everything, league races, and knew they'd be hard to beat. But got around Blade early and was up to the lead, and then we had a yellow, and it just went all downhill from there. It was just a bunch of wrecking, Doran, it was super hard to race.
Absolutely, definitely hard to race, definitely hard to pay attention as well, as I'm sure that the voice channel was probably pretty hot. There's probably a lot of drivers miking up, complaining about, everything that's happening out there. We saw, some restarts that got conjumbled. We saw drivers jump in restarts, drivers, not getting the best restarts and going around as we tried to restart the race and everything else. So you really had to be on your tippy toes every single lap around here, not only to try to just keep yourself towards the front of the field, but also trying to keep yourself out of trouble, as you never knew when it was going to strike or where it was going to strike if they're on the racetrack.
Yeah, you definitely had to be on your toes, especially you got to try to not fall off the racetrack. You got to dodge the wrecks. You got to know who you're racing around when the sliders come in, if it's going to clear, if it's going to be on your nose. So you definitely had to be on your toes here.
Absolutely. Now take us back through those final closing laps as you're trying to hunt down and figure out a way to get around Dalton Schrum and Jacob Smith. Did you think you were going to have an opportunity? Did you think you'd find the hole to jump up there and pull that slide jump, make the move, and take this race lead away from the 88 and the 8 machine here this evening?
Yeah, that last restart, I had to start dead last. They didn't give me the wave around, so I had to start dead last. And before that, I was up in the lead, but I was a lap down. So I had to start dead last. Did not think I was going to get to him, but the leaders wrecked. I think something happened, and I got to him and just knew I had to set up Jacob for a slider in 3 and 4 so I'd get the run off. And he slid me in 1 and 2, kind of got a little bit of sideways, and I knew I kind of had it sealed up when I entered 3 and 4. And basically, if normally if you throw a slider in 3 and 4 here, you're always gonna have the run off, especially when the top was that slick. So I kind of knew I had that deal sealed up when coming or entering 3 and 4.
Absolutely, brother. As you park it up here in the Lernerville Speedway victory lane, Ethan, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, I got to thank the Stefanskis for putting the money up, Ty for dealing with all of this, and him adminning and everybody else who helps me.
Absolutely, brother. Well, congratulations on the win. Hopefully, we'll see you back out here for some more racing action. Hopefully, we'll see you right back up here in Victory Lane and inside the broadcast booth here before long.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Ethan Johnson as Ethan picks up the win here this evening. The young guy gets it done, picks up the win, and pulls himself up into victory lane as my boy Dude Guy coming and showing the love. Dude Guy coming and showing the love here in this one as Exposing Dirty Racer says they need more practice. They definitely need more practice. But some of those guys out there that were causing issues or, getting tied up in things, man, they got a lot of laps. They got a lot of time on the simulator. Unfortunately, sometimes, you can get as much practice as you possibly can, and you just have races like this where a lot of these guys get tied up in things that are no making of their own, just wrong place at the wrong time, and get destroyed and everything else, and then it just kind of boils things up, and then the intensity builds up, everything builds up, and then more and more contact beating and banging out there on the speedway. As Dr. Relief says, this looks so fun right now. Wish my PC was fixed. Dr. Relief, we wish you were out there on the racetrack, my boy. We wish you were out there racing with these guys as well, trying to pick up some wins, trying to pick up some extra money for your back pocket as well. As we'll get ready to pull our next driver in, our second place finisher, Jacob Smith, into the Discord here, as my boy Brian coming in showing the big love. How are you, Brian? Brian coming in with the like on the stream. Stephanie coming in as well with that like on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure, guys, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Drop a couple comments and let us know what you think of the broadcast, at least maybe not the racing, but the broadcast at least. Hopefully everything looked good, ran good, and of hopefully you guys had some fun up here with me in the broadcast booth before we pull in our second place finisher, Jacob Smith. Ty Dickinson in the chat. He is the man with the plan. Sweet Tea himself says Ethan was awarded the $25. The top 3 was well deserved. Majority of the others will not be invited back. I was not. Double check this. Majority of the others will not be invited back. I was not able to watch everything. I was bashed. For that, next week with Supers will hopefully be better. Thank you to everyone who pulled through and tried to put on a good race. For Daniel Bradford, Peacemaker would not bash my league or the race. He understood what I had going on to get some more cars. Thank you for everyone for your kind words in the race. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, my boy. 100%, brother. 100%. Is Sean's Detail coming in with the like as well. How are you, Sean? Sean coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as well. As we're going to get ready to pull our second place finisher up here into the broadcast booth. It's Jacob Smith, the Hot Lap Heroes ride in position number 2. Hey, Jacob, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Yes, sir.
Jacob, man, wow, what a wild race. A ton of crazy action out there as you're right in the thick of things. Unfortunately, starting a little deeper here for this main event, and that puts you right in the middle of the Hornet's Nest as there was a lot of beating and banging, a lot of bumping out there. We saw a lot of caution flags where drivers just unfortunately either lost their cool and made the contact or just, very hard, aggressive racing where we saw, big, giant slide jobs and crossovers and drivers just not clear of each other and being stuck in a little bit of a 3-4 wide battle and driving over top of each other out there on the racetrack, causing quite a bit of carnage that we saw you get collected in a couple of them, just really nowhere to go, just kind of no fault of your own, but you're able to stick with it, keep that car out there on the racetrack, and slowly but surely work yourself to the front of the field here and almost getting it done, almost pulling yourself up into victory lane.
Yeah, almost had it done. Yeah, I knew after the heat races, I knew we were in for a rough night. Everyone's playing bumper cars with each other, so I knew tonight was going to be interesting to say the least. But I'm just glad to be able to at least get a podium after all that nonsense that everyone had to witness.
Yeah, definitely a tough one, but hey, you know what? We always have fun up here in the broadcast booth. Even if there was a ton of caution flags, we still had a lot of fun putting it on. I'm sure, some of the fans in the stands that were cheering for select drivers that were getting tied up consistently in issues, like yourself and like some of the other drivers that finish up inside our top 5. Definitely not the way they want to see the race go, but we still had fun with it. We still enjoyed watching everyone show up and, try to put on a great show and everything else after multiple weeks of trying to get this show in, trying to get drivers in here and not being able to do it with low car counts and everything else. So you shout there to the Stefanski's putting the money up, trying to get drivers in here to be able to put these shows on. Just hopefully, they like a little bit of carnage along with some great racing in there from time to time.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks real quick to the Stefanskis for putting up the money. They honestly didn't have to do that, but they're trying to help Ty out, which, I appreciate a lot. But yeah, I hope at least y'all got some sort of enjoyment after all that. That's just the thing, in my opinion, with all these money races. You can have low car counts and everything else, busting your ass trying to get people in here, but the moment you put money up, you have clowns just coming in, just ruining it for the broadcast, the drivers, everyone else. So I'm glad to see that they were out of the picture at the end of the race, not getting what they thought they were going to get out of it. Ty and y'all got to see a good finish between me and Ethan and Jackson. So I'm pretty proud about that. But, another week, another second place finish. So I'm about used to it now.
Absolutely, but I'm sure soon enough, brother, we're going to see you break through and start picking up more and more checkered flags on a consistent basis. You continue to have these really, really good runs, really fast cars out there on the racetrack, and, soon enough, you're going to break through. You're going to be one of those cars that when people look at, they're going to be, expecting, big things out of. We talked about you early on before even our heat races and stuff. I said, you're one of those dark horses that I think could possibly be up in victory lane. It was, honestly, I said, Ethan Johnson, Jacob Smith, Jackson Reitzler would probably be, 3 of those drivers that could be right up there battling for the win here this evening. I threw Colton in there, very fast driver, obviously not having the best night here himself, and then Charles Barnes as well. And we saw Charles just unfortunately get tied up in a lot of different incidences out there. But it would have been nice to see you guys just run clean and see, maybe the 5 of you there late in this race duke it out for that race lead.
Yeah, it would have been fun for sure to have more of us clean drivers up there racing for it, but you know, hopefully we can get something going for next week. I think it's Supers at Oswego, and that's a track that I feel confident to maybe hopefully bust out that W column, but uh we're gonna go over everything this week. I'm gonna help Ty out, get some better drivers in here, make it more enjoyable for you to broadcast it, fans to watch. So, I appreciate the words. Early in the stream, I was watching, I was listening. So, hopefully next week I can be the pick to win. So, just gonna have to look forward to it.
Absolutely, brother. We will look forward to it. We'll look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack. But Jacob, who would you like to thank for such a great run and a solid second place finish here this evening?
I just gotta thank Tom for putting this race up, dealing with everything. The Stefanskis for putting the money up. We almost had it, but other than that, I got to thank the boys over at Hot Lap Heroes for helping me out, prepping for this race, prepping for next week. Got to thank Marcos Moose Ranch Hair Care and Tire Center for sponsoring the wrap. You got to look good if you're going to run up front with all these clowns. So at least we got to look good while avoiding all their chaos.
Absolutely, brother. Definitely look good. Look fast out there. And you were fast as you come up one spot shy of the checkered flag. And hopefully we'll see you one spot better next week and right up there in the Oswego victory lane. But congratulations again on the second place run. And I hope you have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening here after a wild, wild race here tonight.
I appreciate it, man. You have a good week yourself.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Jacob Smith. As Smith comes home in position number 2. A wild run, a wild race right there as unfortunately a lot of drivers got tore up, a lot of cars got destroyed here this evening as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 22 of Jackson Reitzler. Reitzler coming home here in third. Had himself a pretty decent day, but he was right there in the thick of things as well. Pretty much like everybody else here that was able to finish this race. I don't think there was a single car that exited the racetrack without damage, so a tough break here for a lot of cars, but we'll pull Reitzler up here after his third place finish on the evening. Hey Jackson, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yep.
Jackson, man, a bit of a rough race out there, brother. A lot of beating and banging. We saw you, unfortunately, stuck right there in the middle of the hornet's nest for a lot of laps. You got tied up in a few things, had some issues out there. But towards the end, as the track started to open up a little bit more, you slowly but surely found your way up towards the front of the field. And right there at the end, battling with Jacob Smith and Ethan Johnson for the win here this evening.
Yeah, I was at the start. I mean, I passed like almost half the field, and then I got tied up in a wreck, and then had started in the back, got up to like third, and dipped the right rear off the track and got it in the fence. Then I just made my way through the field with Ethan.
Absolutely, as you guys made it through the field and back up towards the front of the pack there, what did you need late in this race to maybe give yourself that opportunity to get back to the race lead?
Probably a yellow, maybe a few, like 5 more laps, maybe. I think me and Ethan had a bunch more tire than everybody else.
Absolutely, definitely 2 very, very fast cats. You and Ethan would have been fun to watch you guys continue to duke it out, especially with Jacob Smith right there in the thick of things, as well as 3 very good hard-nosed competitors out there on the racetrack. 3 drivers that had a very good, clean race for the most part, other than getting tied up in other issues out there on the speedway, and a lot of times just nowhere to go. We saw restarts getting, kind of, messed up, drivers trying to jump, other drivers, sitting back on the restarts and log jamming a lot of the different lines out there and creating a lot of chaos. How do you kind of keep yourself in the game? How do you keep yourself focused out there on the racetrack, knowing that, you've been collecting a couple of wrecks, the car has damage, and, you're deep in the field again and again and again?
You try to keep your nose clean. Watch the cars going from the top to the bottom. Try not to get hit.
Absolutely, just trying to survive out there, but you do a great job of it, able to keep yourself out there on the racetrack and park in that 3.5 ride up here in the third spot, up on the podium. Jackson, who would you like to thank for a great run and a great drive here this evening?
House of Speed, RHI, Zach Jenkins at 62 Logistics, Dalton Shrum Photography, Big Tim Race Wraps, Starry Ranch, Colton Herbert, to everyone that helps me where I'm at.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack in the either the next one of these or in any of the other leagues that we see. And as you're always up here, always fast and always a contender to have a good finish and maybe pick up a checkered flag. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack, running and gunning with a lot of these same drivers that were in here tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations again on the third place run. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place driver, Jackson Reitzler. As Reitzler comes home there in position number 3. Bit of a wild run, a bit of a wild race here for everybody here this evening. But for Ethan Johnson, he was able to pick up the win and park himself up in victory lane. And, man, definitely a crazy, crazy night. I'm not going to lie, chat. I don't, half the time I didn't even know what was going on out there, man. These guys were just elbows up, beating and banging, battling. There was 15 different things to look at as there was so much contact when we had the full field out there. There were so many things going on. There was so much for me to look at, not enough time to do it. And then you see those caution flags and everything else, just trying to, get everyone pointing back in the right direction, trying to survive throughout the evening. Just made it a very, very tough night, not only for all the drivers, but for the admin group as well. You look at, Matt Taylor and Ty Dickinson and all the work that they do to put on these good shows and everything else. And, to have to try to deal with this stuff. We saw Ty trying to have a good run, a good race himself, and then he had to pull off the racetrack and jump up as the eyes in the sky to make calls and kind of trying to keep things under control a little bit more and taking himself right out of the racing action, and that's never something we want to see. We always want to see the racing, good and clean and everything else. As clean the stalls and go back at it, bud. See y'all next week. Yes, sir, Ski Jacob. You know it, brother. My boy Jacob coming in with the like on the broadcast as well. As Cody Parker says, shout out to Bradford, Bowman, and McGee. All of them doing trying to do a good job here this evening. Unfortunately for Bradford, Broman, and McGee, they all kind of ran into a lot of issues here this evening, but a lot of drivers ran into issues as you can't control what the clowns are doing. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you can't control what other people are doing out there. And Ty says, I apologize to anyone that watched. Not my intentions whatsoever. Listen, brother, you can't control everyone out there, okay? You can't control what's going through their mind. You can't control what they're doing. You can only react and do stuff to, aftermath. You can't do anything in the moment. As in the moment, I mean, your fingers aren't quick enough. You can't do anything until it's already done. So it's definitely tough to kind of, control everybody and everything that happens out there. So it's definitely gonna be a tough one as returning drivers have been posted in the Discord. A lot of drivers banned. Yeah, that's a tough break right there. Appreciate the host and the broadcast. Absolutely, Bowman. You got it, my boy. You got it, Mr. Bowman, coming in showing the love here in this one. Cody Parker coming in as well with the like on the stream. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that will do it for us this evening. Time if you want to chit-chat or anything after the race here, after the broadcast is fully done and ended, I will be over in the broadcast booth. We can jump in there and chit-chat and bring other drivers in, too, if they want to chit-chat as well and hang out for a little bit, as I got nothing else to do here for the rest of the night except for, maybe go back and rewatch all the craziness that unfolded here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And don't forget, over on our Twitch channel, if you subscribe or resubscribe or gift a subscription on our Twitch channel between now and August 19th, you can earn yourself a 3-month pass to Apple TV. That means for only $5 for a subscription to help not only myself out, but help the channel out and grow more. That donation of being a subscriber over on the YouTube channel, helps us out a ton, but also earns you 3 months of Apple TV Plus for absolutely free. So that's a heck of a deal right there. So if you guys want, make sure you guys go check us out over on twitch.tv/Peacemaker Gaming. If you just look up Peacemaker Gaming, the same is on Facebook and over on YouTube, just no G at the end of gaming. It's Gaming over there on the Twitch channel. Not enough letters in the name, but too many letters in the name there for Twitch. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in and showing the love here throughout the evening. But we're going to call it there on that note. Thank y'all for coming in and showing the love here throughout the evening. But we're going to call it there. So peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Wowzers. That was a wild race, man. That was a wild race right there. But I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Peace out, baby. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you done? Oh!